We will begin with these verses from the Holy Quran. Say, O people of the scripture, why do you disbelieve in the verses of Allah, while Allah is witness over what you do? Say, O people of the scripture, why do you avert from the way of Allah those who believe, seeking to make it seem deviant, while you are witnesses to the truth? And Allah is not unaware of what you do. O you who have believed, if you obey a party of those who were given the scripture, they would turn you back after your belief to being unbelievers. How could you disbelieve while to you are being recited the verses of Allah, and among you is his messenger? And whoever holds firmly to Allah has indeed been guided to a straight path. Now, clearly the people of the scripture, according to these verses, are in rebellion against Allah God. And Allah instructs his messenger to raise these two questions, to say these two questions to the people of the scripture. So not only is the people of the scripture disbelievers in the verses of those scriptures, even while realizing that Allah is much aware of their rejection of his truths, but the people of the scripture are always aiming to avert the people from the true path of Allah through their misrepresentation of the truth, which they hate and are in rebellion against. Now, beginning in verse 100 of this surah, which is Surah 3, Allah turns his attention to those who have believed in his messenger, in the message that he brings, the believers. Allah tells them in clear terms what to expect from the people of the scripture. So it is Allah who sets their expectation regarding those who are among them, alleging to represent his truths, meaning the people of the scripture. Allah then raises a question to those who have believed about what would make them fall into disbelief while his messenger in the message is among them. Meaning the messages of the scriptures and the truth being given to them. However, Allah is raising this question to alert them to the difficulties they will face when the messenger of God is no longer among them, and that they will be vulnerable to falling into disbelief by obeying a group from among the people of the scripture. So the question is, how strong is their foundation? When the shepherd is present, the foundation is strong, because he can support and defend the foundation. But when he's present, or when he's not present, then those who claim to follow him now must see if they can defend the message. How strong is their foundation? So in verse 101, Allah instructs the believers, regardless, to hold firmly to their belief in the message of that messenger regarding the reality and will of Allah. And this is the root message that all divine messengers bring to the people. The reality of God and what God's will is at that time for them. Now, based on this divine warning and command from Allah, those who have believed should know, that the people of the scripture are in rebellion against Allah and his messenger. But do they?